Welcome back to Gatekeeper Media's New Year's resolutions. It's January 13th. Today, I want to talk about grip and clean releases. We're going to focus on backhands today. We'll talk about forehands in a few days. There's kind of two main grips that folks use for backhands. The first is the fan grip. In this case, which I like to use on slower discs like putters and mid-ranges, I'm going to focus on having these three fingers pretty flat on the flight plate. My middle and ring fingers are doing most of the pressure, while my index finger is pretty loose, but it has the first knuckle locked onto the rim. My thumb is going to be on the flight plate, more or less in line with where my index finger is barely contacting the flight plate. For a power grip, which I find more comfortable on faster discs, you can get a little bit more contact on the rim, which lets it rip off your hand. In this case, I'm going to have all of my fingers stacked with the finger pads on the inside rim. And the thumb, once again, is going to be over top of where my index finger is contacting the flight plate. I also want the disc to have a lot of contact all the way down my palm. Now, this is how it works for my hands. Your hands are not my hands. So you might have to play around with this a little bit, but the principle is still the same. Grip is the first step to eliminating wobble. Clean releases are essential because they let the disc fly the way that it's intended to. And wobble robs you of consistency. It gives an irregular surface for the wind to act on, so it makes it less predictable for your flight. As you're throwing, one of the most common reasons that people get wobble is what's called off-axis torque. And that's when you roll your wrist over as you're trying to throw. So if I'm pulling through and at the very last minute I roll my wrist like this, I'm liable to end up with a wobbly disc as it comes out, and that's no good. So go out to a field and worry about the release, not the results. That's how you win this game, when you can focus entirely on that part of the process and the first half second or so as it's coming out of your hand. Play around with your grip while you're watching TV or just fiddling around. The more comfortable a grip feels to you, the more natural it's going to be when you're on the course. Focus on getting good contact so that you can get a clean, consistent release every time. Refer to other pros or the grips that I showed you. Ask your friends, try to find a way that works for you and your body and your discs.